The Tennessee Williams Festival St. Louis, in its second season, again presented rarely seen plays from late in the playwright's career, written after the frequently seen major works. I'm glad the festival has given us a chance to see these works. When they first appeared, they were often compared unfavorably with the ones that had established Williams' reputation. Many thought he'd simply passed his peak, that his genius was played out, a decline assisted, some whispered, by a fondness for drugs and alcohol. But he had experimental failures throughout his career. And a couple of years ago, I saw a production of another play from this late period, the other St. Louis play, A Lovely Sunday for Creve Coeur. It delighted me. The equal of that St. Louis play, or Streetcar, or Cat, no, but a charmer with depth. So I'm open to finding other such treasures. I can't say that I found an equivalent in one of this year's festival choices, Small Craft Warnings. The play evolved from a one-act called Confessional, and it gained extra interest when it was produced in 1972 because Williams himself sometimes acted one of the roles, Doc, an alcoholic MD who'd lost his license but still practices medicine and makes wise and witty comments while sitting at the bar. The expanded Confessional remains a series of confessions, one at least per character, rather than a play. It has no real dramatic arc. People, most of them regulars, show up at Monk's Southern California beachside bar and tell us about themselves. Between monologues, they try to adjust some of the relationships they have with the others, mostly unsuccessfully. Leona, the queen bee and mistress of ceremonies at Monk's, in a brilliantly full-throated performance by Elizabeth Townsend, is mourning the anniversary of the death of her beautiful young gay violinist brother, while she contemplates pulling up stakes and moving her mobile home to another town, leaving behind Bill, the man who's been living with and off her. Bill, a rivetingly impassive Eric Dean White, is, or thinks he is, the object of the lust of several others in the bar. Violet, a fearful lost soul given a barely there haunted eye reality by Megan Wiles, clings to Bill, sending Leona into a jealous fury. Steve, a short-order cook played with stolid resignation by Jared Sansegero, reluctantly admits to a tenuous connection with Violet. John Bratkowski's Quentin is not a regular at Monk's Place. A sometime screenwriter, he shows up with Bobby, a young man he's picked up, played with innocent wonder by Spencer Milford. Bobby is still enchanted by life and its adventures, unlike the burned-out Quentin, who, after the hard life of a gay man in America, has no enthusiasm left for what might come. A contrast too with Leona, who loudly welcomes what life brings. Jeremy Lawrence, who has made something of a career of Williams, relishes the role of Doc, and so do we. Peter Mayer's Monk tries to keep order in his bar with the lonely regulars who make up his family there. And Richard Schicker, St. Louis theater policeman, plays the cop who checks up on a little disturbance of the place. If Williams never quite got around to making a play out of Confessional, he still gives it his love of language and his flair for character in its monologues as he revels again in the lower depths. He's a little self-indulgent in Quentin's monologue, perhaps because he was finally feeling free to treat homosexuality openly, and self-indulgent with Doc's lines since he played him, but they are fun. Director Richard Corley has kept the performance tight at the festival. Duncy Dye's set gives Corley and his actors a variety of interesting spaces for a somewhat static script. Robin McGee nails each character with her costumes, Michael Sullivan subtly modulates the lighting for the monologues, and Michael Perkins' sound design creates the natural and human sounds of the Oceanside bar. Small Craft Warnings has terrific acting in a less than terrific script.
Absolutely, and I was very glad to have seen the play in such a terrific production.
Yeah, it really was.